Have you ever wondered how Starfire can unleash powerful energy blasts? Meet Starfire, or as she's known on her home planet, Coriander. She hails from a distant world called Tamaran, a place as fascinating and complex as she is. Starfire isn't your typical superheroine. She's an alien with an unusual set of superpowers. Central to her abilities is her knack for absorbing ultraviolet radiation and converting it into energy. This energy manipulation isn't just a party trick, it's the lifeblood of her superpowers. It's what allows Starfire to unleash powerful energy blasts that can knock her opponents off their feet. These aren't your garden variety energy blasts either. They're potent, they're precise, and they're always spectacular. But what's even more interesting is how Starfire's abilities aren't just limited to offense. Her energy manipulation allows her to fly, to shield herself from harm, and even to survive in the vacuum of space. It's as if she's a living, breathing power plant, constantly absorbing energy and using it in a myriad of ways to protect herself and those around her. These powers, however, don't just come out of nowhere. They're rooted in the unique physiology of Tamaranians, which allows them to absorb ultraviolet radiation, much like how plants on Earth absorb sunlight for photosynthesis. It's a process that's as natural to Starfire as breathing is to us. Yet, this isn't a simple process of absorption and release. There's a conversion happening here, a transformation of ultraviolet radiation into a form of energy that Starfire can control and manipulate. It's a process that's as fascinating as it is mysterious, and it's what sets Starfire apart from other heroes. But how does this absorption and conversion process work? Let's dive into the science behind it. To understand Starfire's abilities, we need to delve into the principles of energy absorption. Now, let's think about how plants nourish themselves. They harness the power of the sun, absorbing sunlight to fuel a process known as photosynthesis. This process converts light energy into chemical energy, which the plant uses to grow and thrive. Similarly, solar panels on rooftops work by absorbing sunlight too. These panels are made up of photovoltaic cells that convert solar energy into electric current, powering our homes and even our vehicles. But here's the catch. These technologies absorb visible light, the kind we can see with our eyes. Starfire, on the other hand, taps into a different part of the spectrum, ultraviolet radiation. This form of energy is invisible to the human eye, yet it's incredibly powerful. We're shielded from most of it by our planet's ozone layer, but in space, or on a planet like Tamaran, ultraviolet radiation is much more accessible. Starfire's ability to absorb ultraviolet radiation and convert it into energy is a fascinating concept. Imagine if we could harness the power of ultraviolet radiation here on Earth. We could potentially tap into a far more abundant and powerful source of energy than visible light alone. This is where the magic happens. Once Starfire absorbs the ultraviolet radiation, she undergoes a process similar to photosynthesis or the workings of a solar panel, but with a twist. Instead of converting the absorbed energy into food or electricity, she transforms it into a different form of energy that she can control and release at will. She can shape this energy into powerful blasts, using it as a formidable weapon or a means of propulsion. In essence, Starfire's power is a testament to the principles of energy absorption and conversion. It's a reminder that energy is neither created nor destroyed, but simply transformed from one form to another. Now that we understand energy absorption, let's explore how Starfire converts this energy into powerful blasts. The conversion of energy is a fundamental concept in physics, but how does Starfire use this? Let's delve into the fascinating world of energy conversion. Picture a simple machine, say a windmill. The windmill takes the kinetic energy from the wind and converts it into mechanical energy to grind grain. This is a classic example of energy conversion, and it's happening all around us, every day in countless ways. Now think about Starfire. She's not just a superhero, but a perfect machine in her own right. She absorbs ultraviolet radiation from the sun, and in a process not too dissimilar to our windmill, she converts this energy into a different form. But here's the twist. Instead of mechanical energy, Starfire transforms this energy into powerful energy blasts. This is where the law of conservation of energy, a fundamental principle in physics, comes into play. It states that energy cannot be created or destroyed, but only changed from one form to another. Starfire's body could be seen as a perfect example of this law in action. She doesn't lose any of the energy she absorbs. Instead, she converts all of it into a different form, ready to be unleashed when needed. But how does she do it? How does she unleash this energy as powerful blasts? Well, the mechanisms of this process are still shrouded